1996. The Democrats and Bill Clinton return for a second term in the White House. Material girl Madonna becomes a mom. 1996 was also a year for feminine romantic dressing, with softer fabrics and easy shapes. The obsession for 70s style continues with maxi coats and the color purple. And dresses are more popular than ever. Here's a look at the best of 1996 from the runways of the world.
At first glance, Milan seems to live up to its industrial background. Known for the most conservative fashions, Italian designers concentrate more on quality and craftsmanship than flashy trends. But underneath the classic veneer lies a world of color and excitement, where fun and innovation lead the way. The Prada collection has practically changed single-handedly the way women of the world dress. Prada is simply the style of the moment.
The big difference between the other season is that there is a lot of color and prints, which for us is very new, and it's very light, much fresher, and not so chic as before. Our fabrics are very complicated because we are trying to use bad quality fabrics for doing kind of couture fabric. So it's really a mix of fabric, new fabrics. By color and prints, that's all. And after the shape, as always, are very simple because I don't believe in complicated constructions. So it's more the texture, the color, the print who makes the outfit, and the proportion. Very narrow anyway, very near to the body, very slim, and a lot of trousers and also long skirts. So the silhouette is very narrow. I start with something with the shape and also with the fabrics. It's coming out. It's not a precise sketch before, also because I'm not able to design, so.
Low-key style that strikes the right chord. Prada.
Mrs. Dunaway, are you looking forward to the show?
Very much, very much. I love it.
Looking forward to the show? Yeah.
No collection in Milan is as eagerly anticipated as the Giorgio Armani line.
Giorgio Armani always puts the season into perspective for me. Really, we shouldn't be seeing a lot of these clothes on the runway. We should be holding them in our hands so that we really appreciate them.
My favourite things with the trousers is very, very masculine, but incredibly soft, very fluid, very wearable, and very modern. It fits slightly into the kind of the 70s thing, but it's his own look.
The Armani collection was, I think, a kind of dream of every real woman. Clothes that are comfortable and good looking. I thought it was a real testimonial to his own roots, and it's not retro, it's not 60s, it's not 70s, it's his view of today.
In yet another masterstroke, Armani managed to put the season in perspective, delivering clothes today's women can't help but want to wear.
Some of the evening wear was exquisitely beautiful, especially the beaded stuff. The long beaded floral column dresses, exquisite.
So you loved it?
I did.
Are the best-selling clothes in America in their price range, and this show was, I think, testimonial to why.
The biggest buzz at the Milan fashion shows may have been the crackdown on crowd control. Many top editors were turned away at times. But while the fashion force may have been angry with the guards, it didn't stop them from emulating their way of dress.
The new modern military look. Hey, I'm ready to march along with that.
I mean, there was a definite appropriation of certain aspects of military.
The military is everywhere.
Just right for today, I think, the idea of military.
The praise for Tom Ford has only gotten louder with this season's offering. Taking a chance and changing the direction of Gucci yet again, Ford turned out a triumphant collection, delivering the biggest fashion moment of Milan.
I loved it. I really, really thought it was beautiful. It's very pure, very simple.
I thought it was heaven. Start to finish. It's like you can pack your bags, go home. You've seen it. It was great. Didn't you think it was so clear and certain of what he wanted to do? Did it. No false moves through the whole show. And I want to get liposuction for those dresses at the end, don't you think?
I loved it. Thought it was super clean, super sophisticated, and pretty super wearable. I think we're all going to look about 8 feet tall if we can wear those pants.
He's amazing. Nothing much else to say.
This is what they talk about when they talk about fashion moments. It was incredible. The praise is like out the door. When you were standing back here and everybody was cheering, what did that feel like?
It was great. I'm not going to lie to you, it was great. You know, when you work hard, you do what you think is right, but you never know. I mean, I was really nervous about this collection. I wasn't sure, because it was a big change for us. I wasn't sure how people would react to it, and hopefully it went well.
Let's talk a little bit about, I mean, all of a sudden the waistline's up here now, the belts are a little thicker, there are newer elements. Let's talk about what was new.
Fashion changes. You know, every season, you know, you try to justify what you do, but the ultimate thing just has to be, does it look right? Does it look great for now? So, you know, fashion changes. When something starts to lose its shock value, it starts to lose its fashion value, because then you don't feel new in it anymore, and you have to change it. You have to move it. So the hip hugger pant, as much as I love hip huggers, I'll always love hip huggers, it looked great, but, you know, it lost that shock value, so it had to move.
The trouser right, he has the shirt right, he has the coat right. And somebody was sitting next to me, that it was like, you know, there was a touch of Saint Laurent from way back, and it was really beautiful. I think everything he handled was really fantastic. So I can't wait to go in and congratulate him. Brilliant. I'm very proud of an American designer to, you know, knock Italy off its socks. It was really great.
When they're not working it on the runway, Video Fashion noted that models are wearing Missoni. With fashion's recent return to the styles of the 70s, this 40-year-old family-run label is experiencing a renaissance.
And sometimes you go up, you go down, and maybe now it is a good moment. Yes, this is.
there was a little bit of connection for me to a German period of the 20s, which was very, very strict. Was called the new objectivity. And I thought that the pieces were so basic and so objective, so matter of fact, that they deserved a comparison with that movement.
The Missonis embraced this fitting comparison and enlisted Anna Piaggi to write the program notes for this show.
Once we have worked on the collection, we realized that it was that kind of culture. It's the evidence of certain details, very, very important, on a basic, simple, elegant silhouette made of few pieces and a very slim, fluid line, and subtle patterns, but when they are there, they are strong and imposing, like the big floral patchwork or the huge plaid.
I loved the Missoni. I thought it was very good, very clean and very modern at the same time. To still have the energy to find new ideas and to make such a modern story. I think it's a hope for every one of us to go on long.
Gone are the days when London fashion was considered secondary to that of Milan and Paris. Today's young designers have put London firmly back on the international fashion map.
Each season the designers are growing up, and I think we have some of the most interesting talents in Europe at the moment in London, and I'm very excited about it.
There's like a major force here now. It's like a... You know, it's like it's something waiting to explode.
I think that England is kind of like a laboratory for ideas. You know, a lot of things start here.
London's always been the sort of forefront of fashion, I think, since the 60s, really, and continues to be so.
I think London is a very good atmosphere in which young designers thrive.
As Susie Menker said, we all live for a great fashion show.
A show is about excitement and having a good time and provoking thought and imagination, and I don't see a point in doing a show if it's not going to provoke any sort of feeling.
McQueen provoked feelings of excitement. The fashion elite traveled to Christchurch in London's East End for the true fashion happening of British Fashion Week.
The question was about war and peace through the Middle Ages. Is just, I find that religion is the cause of mostly all the wars in the world.
So far as Alexander McQueen is concerned, I think he is a young genius, and I think that not just in his presentation, but in the remarkable cutting and stitching of his clothes and his intellect. I think he's a man of very great intellect.
Alexander's been described as a brutalist, as a woman hater, and all this. It's just so untrue, because I think he loves the woman's body, and I think he is a brilliant tailor.
You have a traditional Savile Row fabric, which is a chalk pinstripe, and to make it different, I thought, well, it'd be nice to cut it on the cross, straight through, instead of just cutting it down, which is so predictable.
And I thought the collection was easy to wear, and the street boys were fabulous. Street, inexpensive fabric, so it was street couture. You were fantastic. It was the highlight of London Fashion Week, totally. It was amazing. It's beautiful, the atmosphere, the clothes, everything. It's just fantastic. You don't need to say anything, you just need to see it. Words can't explain it.
Philip Tracy, what can one say? A work of art. He took the shape of the head, which is a kind of oval, and he just built the most extraordinary architectural and beautiful shapes on top of it. You didn't know where to look. And every time the model turned, you got a different appreciation of the shape.
I was very fortunate to be sponsored by Rolls-Royce. It's the 100th anniversary of the motor car, and I produced a Victorian collection, and it all worked together very well.
Couture cars and couture hats, so it's quite interesting because they have total symmetry. They care about the walnuts, we care about what the materials we're using, so it's an amalgamation of craftsmen, I suppose.
It was a combination of modern aesthetic and retro aesthetic.
They're really fantastic. Each one is kind of the most exciting thing we've ever seen. It's really great. They're really amazing.
Beautiful, aren't they? Yeah, fantastic. Good ideas and very beautifully made. Very nicely presented. Yeah, he's genius, isn't he, what he does?
His hat pieces are timeless. I mean, as far as fashion goes, fashion changes. I mean, these hats, will be around forever.
I found myself thinking, as I sat during the show, that in 100 years' time, these are the hats that are going to be in museums that people are going to look at and say, oh, gosh, look at that.
I don't really think of them as works of art. I just think of them as my work and what I do, and it's what I like to do best. I like to make beautiful things.
But what is the most important trend in London?
The colours have been amazing.
Please get back into colour, but she says wearing black.
Colourways are very citrus colours. There's the lime greens, the oranges.
The runways of London offer a veritable fruit basket of colour for spring. It's a refreshing change from the dreary greys of seasons past. These mouth-watering hues signal a bright future for London fashion. No one likes to create a stir like Red or Dead. This season, the admittedly un-PC design team set their sights on the French government with a futuristic protest of France's nuclear testing in the Pacific. Some critics protested the Red or Dead show, claiming they'd gone too far, substituting theatre for talent.
I mean, we always try to do our shows as some kind of performance as well, and to tell a story rather than just... The clothes are obviously the most important thing, but we like to liven it up with almost like a West End theatre. The whole theme of it was what could happen in the future, very much like the John Carpenter films of like the late 70s, early 80s, where he was doing his escape from New York and assault on Precinct 13. And it was that kind of vision of, if the French carry on, if we allow the French to carry on doing what they're doing, nuclear bombing atolls in the South Pacific, then it's a vision of what could happen in the future. And that's how we linked it all together. the show started off with like the underworld section with the self-mutilation and the graffiti print and the body painting and like a tribe of men who are disenchanted and roaming the streets. Then we go on to the women who've had their television taken away from them. They're living in the high-rise council estates, living in the tenements and the tower blocks. They've had their drug taken away. Television doesn't work anymore, and they've gone out on a rampage, reenacting everything they've seen. They've got no time. They've got all the time in the world to do nasty things. And it's just a vision of what could happen. And then we had our jokey bit, which is like the English abroad, that kind, the Rita Sue and Bob Two and the stonewashed denim, and people who still want to have a good time throughout all the problems. Then we went into the avant-garde section, which they're supposed to be the police of the future and the authoritarianism. And then finally going into the gypsies, and they're the magpies collecting from the street, and finally into the alpha people, the people who've still got money and still dressing beautifully. So it told a story, but above all that, it told a story about how women in the 90s and going into the millennium can dress any way they want to do. They don't have to wear a skirt at a certain length, or they don't have to have their hair in a certain way. You can dress how you want to. We're all bombarded with fashion TV and all the different TV programs around the world, so we all know about style now, and you can develop your own style.
The unabashed style of Red or Dead. In these high-tech times, some designers in Paris not only take risks, but are talented enough to make those risks take off. As the final touches go on backstage, designer Sonia Rykiel readies her message of relaxed chic.
It's very happy, funny, glamour. It's a way of life, because life around us is so sad. Then we need to be alive. It's a very alive collection, very Parisian. And also, the colors are very bright and very pastels, and a lot of black. Silhouette, they are not exactly the same. They are not completely different. It's long skirt, trousers with jogging trousers. That's something new. And also, what I can tell you, a lot of jackets, crepe jackets, a lot of twin set, lot of sweater, very tiny sweater. And length is not important at all. You can wear every length. Now, that is really the new way. The shoes are wonderful, very up, with a bright color. I love shoes. I always love shoes. I mix at the end of the défilé. I mix all the black, brown black, blue black, green black, gray black. It's a funny way to make clothes.
Sonia Rykiel. Fashion history has been made by French designer Hubert de Givenchy. For almost 5 decades, Givenchy created timeless designs for princesses, movie stars, and first ladies. This season marks his final collection for the house he painstakingly built. His colleagues mark the event.
We have been friends for more than 20 years. He was the great magician of elegant dressing. He dressed a very exclusive clientele, my clients too. Audrey Hepburn, the Duchess of Windsor. He had a great working relationship. He was the most elegant man in Paris, always on time. He had a working style of great discipline, which we all emulated. But he had it. We all adopted his style.
It's the hand of something, but I hope it's not the hand of Givenchy, specifically when you work with Monsieur Givenchy for 25 years. With a long time. I learned everything there. I started my career with him. He was the first who gave me the opportunity to be a makeup artist. It's stylish, you know. He's a modern woman. He's no shishi. He's simple, clean. So, you know, the right cut, the perfect basic tone. It was black and white, navy blue and white. So life is like that today at the end of the century. So I think it's a very modern attitude.
This elegant valedictory show of 104 pieces encapsulates a career dedicated to making women beautiful.
Do for your customer, because at that time, customer is more important of license, of press, or everything. You make couture, you know, like Madame Gray or like the great designer. You make the couture for the woman, not for the magazine. I'm sorry, but I tell you the truth. I just want to make another collection. I don't want to do anything special, because what I don't want I want to show is a certain long collection, is a lot of tricots, is a lot of things, because I think it's good for the business to have a big éventail of clothes. But I'm not thinking, I don't want to make anything special. No.
It's a space school for style. We don't talk about fashion anymore. We talk about style and about femininity. We are going to turn a page. I hope we don't close the book.
Here are the items you must have this season. Pantsuits are always a wearable, all-occasion classic, especially in spring's newest fabric, shiny shantung. And no spring wardrobe is complete without designer shades. Even though accessories are at a minimum, small ladylike handbags are essential. Another small item to add to your wardrobe is a crop top. It works with a myriad of shorts, pants, and skirts. But the biggest item to bloom on the scene is anything in spring's fresh floral prints. Day to night, blossoms fill the bill.
British designer John Galliano is the new man at the House of Givenchy. In his first ready-to-wear collection for the old established house, he pleased both the buyers and the press, despite the fact that the show started an hour and a half late, in contrast to the now retired Givenchy himself, who always started precisely on time. Highlights were the frothy and frilly dresses, which won many hearts. The Daily Telegraph loved the ruffled polka dot tango dresses. Hubert de Givenchy would have approved. The Associated Press noted the Toreador clothes with tight matador pants. The New York Times quoted the fit of clothes, and the International Herald Tribune called it a sweet success. Women's Wear Daily called it a magic moment, which ultimately sums it up. New on the Paris scene, this Brazilian-born designer always glorifies women.
La plus belle.
The most beautiful. I think that I, as a Brazilian, am not afraid to show the heart. I know how to exploit the heart of a woman very well. I think that that is the advantage of being Brazilian. Since I was little, I've had a desire to. I have loved buildings. I have loved the images that I have seen of well-dressed women, of things like that. That has always interested me the most, and it's become my calling. When I arrived in Paris, for me it seemed very difficult to get a break in the fashion world. For me, it was at that time, it was a very closed thing. And Hervé, what was so wonderful, was that I understood that it was possible. And he gave me a desire to do something. And that, for me, I must thank Hervé.
Hervé is fellow designer Hervé Léger. But today, Osamar stands alone.
What interests me is to make something that is very beautiful, very pretty, and I like it very much. There it is.
So step into the vivid scene that is Manhattan. Whether it's the colorful language, the brilliant mix of people, or simply its resplendent background, New York City is a kaleidoscope wonderland for the senses. This season, Calvin Klein shows classic 70s styling with a nod to the relaxed, chic mood of the moment.
When I think of women's spring collection, the news was in all of the double-faced fabrics. The news was in the color. The news was in the slimness of the clothes as well. Kind of a 70s, almost inspired by the 70s. They're interesting colors, they're sophisticated colors, and it's color. And it's spring, and everyone's feeling, you know, color, and I think they're very beautiful colors. It's going to be really interesting. We've done them in accessories and handbags and shoes, and so I think people will start to really have fun with it.
The colors were just so yummy and so beautiful. I think that the customer out there in the stores is going to love some of these colors. They have a femininity, a softness. Psychologically, they say, reach out and touch me. And hopefully when they say reach out and touch me, it means reach out and buy me at the same time.
Also the jersey, again, it's something that you haven't really used a lot, but you did almost many pieces, many passages with it.
But matte jersey is the sexiest fabric alive. I mean, the fabric is not forgiving. You need a wonderful, a wonderful body, but for women who do care about those things, women who do take care of themselves and are in shape where they can wear those clothes, there's nothing more comfortable than jersey, and there's nothing sexier than jersey.
I'm a huge fan of Calvin, so I like everything that he does.
the things that I especially loved were those 3-color dresses, and I'm crazy about the trousers. I just think they're so sexy and beautiful and modern, which is what I think his clothes are.
And no one has a better sense for the mood of today than American master Ralph Lauren.
The mood of the season isn't one thing, and I don't think women should wear one thing. So the overall picture is that clothes are sleeker, but I don't think sleek means boring. And what I think is always beautiful is always blue and white, no matter when. But on the other hand, what's exciting and new is using color. And I think color, as opposed to a lot of black that's been used, looks really exciting. And I try to make color for women that shy away from color. So I think the excitement of color and simpleness looks really good. Sometimes you don't have anything in your mind, and sometimes it just comes as you work. But the color, I felt, was very important, and I think everything's been so black that I feel color is very beautiful and very exciting. Stunning for beautiful women, and that's what women want to look like. So that's the idea. I think women really want to look beautiful and elegant. I think these colors are soft, and I think it flatters them, and it's only a backdrop for the women. I've been toning down, getting older. That's why they're more demure.
I thought it was very beautiful. I thought it was very classic and simple, yet quite funky at the same time. I thought he used some terrific colors, and then it was very bright and nice.
Donna Karan understands personal style is key for the woman of the 21st century. Taking her inspiration from the changeable tube skirt, both of her collections this spring offer plenty of possibilities.
I kept on saying, what's going to happen in the year 2000? So I played with it. The tube is a great piece of, it's an item. I think it's a question of what goes underneath your clothes or what's your foundation. So you can wear it at any length to start long if you want to wear long. Then you want to go shorter. And it's like during the day, sort of the changeable way of doing your dress. And I think the concept is that it's fast fashion. It's easy fashion. It's modern fashion.
Do you think women will buy the tube?
Well, we're going to advertise them because we like that idea the best. We thought it was the most modern. We have the largest DKNY business in America, and we want to stay one step ahead. We thought that the tubes were something that women would really understand, just as they did her bodysuits the first time that she did them.
I think we are talking about ease, modernity, simplicity, and something that you want to buy. Stripping it away. I think we need less, not more. Our lives are so complicated right now, and I don't think it's about fashion dictating. It's about offering the multiple items. You want to go black, here are fabulous new black pieces that you can add. You can add leather. You can add a color. It's not me saying you must wear the suit this season. I'm saying strip it down and enjoy your pieces.
This season, more than ever before, both DKNY and the Donna Karan collection share a common vision.
I think you're going to see a complete similarity between the elements, that both collections are about pieces. And it's also about the shape and the silhouette and the options of pieces.
This time, I've seen something much more architectural developed from Donna, which is work that I've not seen her do before, that I find very, very refreshing, and a very interesting component of her palette of the last 10 years.
I think it's a tough season out of all seasons because I love resort and I love summer, but spring for me is always about the suit. And I said, this is ridiculous. It can't be about the suit. There must be another way to dress, and I feel that there's a repetitiveness that's happening now in fashion. So what I wanted to explore was another way of construction, and that's basic. I wanted the ease and comfort and the relax, but at the same time, the mold, that it just felt like a dress, but it was a jacket.
I really love Donna Karan. I mean, I grew up in New York. I'm American, much to most people's surprise. And being an American woman, I can relate to her clothing so well. I think she's a gift to women, really, you know, for women that function in life and have a life that's on the go.
I loved it. I thought it was really, really great, Donna. Very simple, very direct, very to the point, with lots of color. I thought it was really, really beautiful. Great shapes in it, great dresses.
Computers are changing everything.
The computer age has changed color because almost every designer now works on a computer, and you've got, you know, thousands and thousands of colors you can do. I mean, Todd Oldham had a dress last season that had 1,722 colors in it. You know, I mean, these are colors we don't even have names for.
The trend, I think, is very interesting for fall in that it's not so much the individual colors, but it's the way they're being used together.
Sort of off colors of the color, like a bottle green and wonderful wines and plums.
We're seeing color palettes and color ideas that a younger generation are embracing that are things that an older generation would never even imagine putting on their bodies. I mean, things we think of as weird or off colors or strange hues. I mean, these are just normal everyday colors to somebody who's working on a computer regularly.
And that's really the big story, I think, for fall.
For the second season in a row, the Italian label Versace, designed by Donatella Versace, was shown at the 7th on 6 tents.
Tonight you're going to see, I hope, a modern woman, a woman who travels around the world, not European, not American, I mean a woman from the world. We use in this collection a lot of different fabrics, a lot of sheer fabrics, very worn with very heavy stockings, collan, and a little bit of ethnic reference, but in general it's no reference, just I tried to do a collection about contemporary women.
Versace is very directional for the market that we cover, and I think there were some beautiful pieces in it. I'm not sure that it would always, in reality, be born the way it was shown, but I thought it was great.
I thought there's a lot of beautiful, sexy, and actual simple pieces that when dissected are very, very wearable, and as a collection, of course, you know, putting together for the show, it's very sort of eclectic and offbeat and wild and young and hip, and I think that there are a lot of real clothes there.
The thing in my mind was to do some clothes for a woman, feminine and modern at the same time, and with a lot of colors, from pastel to rust colors, a bit of sequins. I think it's a fun collection.
It wasn't too flashy. It was sort of a mixture of flashy and casual, which I thought was nice.
I just think there's always a place for that incredible exuberance and sense of color, and, you know, there's a sexiness to their clothes.
When you become a big house like Versace, there is a very, very recognizable style. You have to be careful to be up to time up to date with what happened in the world. So that's what we push for. We never fall in love with what we did last season. We try to do something new all the time.
But it isn't all hair and makeup. It's the clothes that count. At Victor Alfaro, fans and friends were front and center to see this young designer's vision for fall.
I just wanted to do a collection of a very edited collection of pieces of just items that are luxurious and well crafted and that have fantastic fit and that could take all those elements that I love, beautiful fabrics, beautiful colors, beautiful textures, and mix them all together and make this very small collection, because I don't think anyone needs to sell that many options. And I think that very often when you do shows in a large space, which I wanted to change that, you end up designing for the space. Not myself, but you do it with, oh, is that going to look good on the runway? And then the clothes look so fast. It's just a whole other feel I was very, very tired of. And I think that for the people that I need to show the collection, it was important to me to convey my message so that they come here almost want to reach and grab the clothes and go from there. And I think that the reaction was very positive. There's very, very classic and basic colors. There's olive, there's burgundy, there's cream, there's black, there's a lot of camel, cashmere, camel hair. Just all those beautiful, sophisticated fabrics that we all love. There were some 20s, like the shoes, the socks, the hair, that sort of thing, but I don't like to do anything retro or so literal. I just like to take it forward and take a few of the elements, and, it became that, I think.